Well, hello everybody. It's Lisa Freeman here from stampingwithlisa.com, and I'm coming to you on Saturday night. Let's see, I don't even know the date. I think it's January 9th, maybe. Hopefully. I was off today, so I didn't have to write the date. But I think it's January 9th, and it's Saturday night, and I am home by myself stamping. No big date tonight, but you guys can be my dates watching this video. So I want to thank you for joining me. Let's see if I've got anybody on. Oops, let me turn the volume down. I always forget. Okay, let's see. Oh, hey, Deborah, you got me live today. Yay. And Debbie. All right. At least I've got a couple people watching me, so you guys are home too. Nothing exciting going on tonight. Because of this COVID thing, there's like nothing to do. All right, so this is the card that I just made a little while ago, and I wanted to show you how I did it. It's really pretty easy. I'm gonna hold it up close, see if you can see the sparkles on there. Can you guys see anything? I don't know, I can't tell because the computer's always like 30 seconds behind. But it's so pretty. I put the shimmer paint on it, or shimmer spray, I mean. No, you can't see it in the computer hardly. Oh, I can see it a little bit. Can you guys see it? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. I just love it. All right, so I wanted to make it really sparkly, and I was doing this, I played around with this set today, and I tried coloring with blends, and I love the blends, but I'm just really not great at it. So I wanted to try something that was easier. I did this, the pot with the blends, but I did this a different way, so I'm going to show you how I did it. I did a few with the blends, and they came out pretty good, but there are some people on here who have done like masterpieces with this, and mine just did not compare. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to show that if it's not really, really good. So I thought this was pretty good, and it was so much easier. So I'm going to show you how I did it. So let me show you first what I'm using. And this is from the new Spring Mini, which I hope most of you got. I got a lot of emails today saying a lot of you had gotten it. So thank goodness it finally came. This is the stamp set right here. It's on page 39. It's called Simply Succulents. And there's dies that go with it, so you can get it as a bundle. And if you get the bundle, you get 10% off, so it's only $54.75. And the dies that come with it are really cool. This one is really cool. It cuts out like all this stuff, so you can put it on top of like designer paper or something like that. I'm going to be using this big one in here. It also has some that go with the words. So these three have, or actually these 4 words all have dies that go with them to punch them out. So, oh, and actually the pot, everything in this whole set has a die. I mean a die cut, yeah. So that's really cool. Usually there's some, not, you know, some that don't come with it. So that's what we're using. And then we're also using the painted texture embossing folder. And this goes with a different stamp set, and it's on page 33. I just realized I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode, so hopefully nobody's going to call or text while I'm on this video. Look, mosaic. Oh yeah, it does kind of. And so this is really pretty, and I already went ahead and did all the Big Shot stuff, so you'll get to see that. All right, so let's see what kind of paper products we need. You need 5.5 by 8.5 white, 5 1/4 by 4 Coastal Cabana, a 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 Highland Heather, and a 2.5 by 4 white piece. So those are the pieces of paper that you need. And then you also need some linen thread. I've got one piece that's about, I think 17 inches is what I measured. And then I've got 2 pieces that I'm going to do the bow with that are both 8 inches. Okay, so let's get started. And take all these off. And we're going to start with the pot. And that is using the blends. So we just have to stamp it first. And we're using Memento Black. And I put this comes like this with a little, but there's like an extra rubber piece in the middle so you can take it out so you don't get those lines in there. So we're going to stamp that kind of near the bottom. Maybe about 1/2 inch up from the bottom, like so. And then actually while I've got the black out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the flowers. So they go on a scrap piece. I forgot to tell you that. You need a piece of scrap white. And whenever I have a big stamp like this, I like to do it upside down and kind of smush it around on there first and then tap it. Make sure it's really good and inked up. And then I'm just going to stamp this on the scrap, like so. And give it a good press, and voila. So there you go. So we went ahead and did that. And then we're going to start coloring. So I've got 3 blends that I'm using. Well, actually 4 if you include the color lifter. So I've got the Crumb Cake Light and Dark and the Smoky Slate Light. So we're going to start with the Crumb Cake Dark and start from the outside edge. Now, like I said, I'm not an expert at coloring. You know, I practice all the time, but I'm still not perfect. So what I do is I just start going around the edge with the dark one and just kind of bring it all the way down. And then go across here around the top. And then down the side. And I'm going to do this kind of in too. Oops, I just went out of lines a little bit. That's okay. And just go in a little bit like that. And then I'm going to go back with the light one over top of that. So we're going to take the light one, go right over top of it. And I'm using the brush tip on this. And I'm trying to use the side. I always try to use the side of the marker so that, or the blend, I mean, so you don't mess the tip up, because you really don't ever want to mess that tip. Once you do that, they're kind of not that good anymore. I'm going to put a little bit in the middle. And then just kind of keep going over that until it blends really good. And as it dries, it will really blend in nicely. Now try to keep the middle kind of light. And then I'm going to lighten it up with the color lifter in a second too. And then I'm going to take the Smoky Slate and I'm just going to do a little bit of shadow around the bottom. And this is where I'm not really very good, but we're going to do the color lifter on this too. So that's a good thing. The color lifter is kind of like an eraser, so if you mess up, you can always just kind of erase it. Alright, so then we're going to take the color lifter, and I like to go right down the middle and just lighten that part up a little bit. And then I'm going to lighten this gray up, because I don't want that so dark. And then I messed up right here. I kind of went out of the line a little bit. And over here. So this thing is really like a magic eraser. You know those Mr. Clean magic erasers that you use on everything? This is kind of what it is. Oh, hey Diane. How are you? Alright, so see how it lifts that color right off? And it gets lighter? I love that. And as it dries, it's going to get even a little bit lighter. So that can give you that really good shadow effect and kind of 3D look. And so even if you're not perfect, you know, or a really good colorer like me, you can still make it look pretty darn good. So that's the pot. Now I'm going to show you how I did the other part. So all I did was I stamped this, and then we have the die that matches perfectly. So you're just going to put that on top. And I always use washi tape to hold it down. And then you put it through your die cutting machine, and by the magic of TV, voila, it comes out like that. And now I didn't really want this so big, so I cut this stuff right here off. I don't know what that's called, but we're cutting it off. And it's just going to make it a little bit smaller, because I thought when I first did it, it was just too big for this pot. So I said, well, I'm just going to cut that part off, because that's the part I really, it almost looks like pine cones to me, but I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm sure it's just part of a succulent, but I just didn't like that one, so I wanted it just with the flowery ones. Alright, so that's what we're going to use, and then I'm going to color it with the ink pads and the sponge daubers. So I'm going to start with the lightest one, which is Bashful Blue, and get it open. Alright, and then you just want to dab it in there. Put it on this side, and then dab it off, because I want it really light. So I'm just going to color some of these in the blue over here, and I need a little bit more ink. But you always want to tap off. You don't ever want your color to come out too dark, because you can always add more color, but you can't ever take it away really. So you don't want it to be too dark. So I'm just gonna put the blue like in a few different places all over, okay? And then I'm gonna take the purple next. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna do the Coastal Cabana. So Coastal Cabana next. And this one I just re-inked, so I know it's really juicy. So dab it in there, and then I'm gonna dab off a few times. So I'm gonna do the center of this one, and it's still even kind of too dark almost. And then a little bit over here. See, that's the color I really wanted, but that's okay. All right, and then some over here, a little bit around here. And maybe some in there. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna leave these open for a minute in case I wanna add a little bit more. And then we're gonna do Highland Heather. So with the Highland Heather, same thing, I'm just gonna fill in the rest of this one. And you can do it darker if you want to, but I just didn't want it really, really dark. I did it a few times and I liked it lighter better. And then I'm just gonna fill in most of the white areas here. And I don't really know what color succulents are, but I know most of the time they're just kind of green, but I think this looks prettier with all the different colors. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more of the balmy blue in here. So you can use whatever colors you want to. I tried it with mint macaron first, and it kind of got mucky with the purple. So I changed it to Coastal Cabana, and it came out better. So that's why I picked the Coastal Cabana instead of just plain green. I think I need a little bit of purple right there. Oops. So you can do whatever colors you want, but I just thought these were pretty. And we're pretty much done. So there you go. So that's pretty easy. And we're done coloring. Now we just got to put it together. And get all these ink pads put away. Anybody do anything exciting today? I just cleaned and stamped most of the day. And that was my excitement for the day. All right, so to put it together, we're just going to glue it to the purple piece. And see how it lightened up so much right there? I love that. Let's see, let's use some Tombow glue. And put that down. And then we're going to wrap the linen thread around. Oops, these are the two short pieces. All right, so for the linen thread, what I did was I started on the back and I just put a little bit of tape. I lost my tape here. And I want it to be even with the rim of the pot. So it kind of looks like it's wrapped around the pot almost. I thought about trying to just poke some holes in here and just wrap it around the pot, but I thought if I mess it up, then I'm going to be mad because I didn't want to color it again. All right, so I'm just going to wrap it around 3 times and then tape it to the back of this side. I'm going to put a little bit more tape on there. All right, and then use the, oh no, actually, you know what, I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. So let's hold that for a second. All right, and then this piece, I ran through this embossing folder, the painted texture one. You just put it in there, put it through the Big Shot, or not the Big Shot, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, sorry, and it comes out like that. Isn't that pretty? It kind of looks like, you know, what's that stuff you put on the wall? When you have like drywall and you put that stuff on. I don't know what it's called, but that makes your, oh, like plaster. It looks like plaster, kind of. So we're going to put some, the Tombow on the back of this one. And then put that on the white, which is already folded in half. Oops, a little crooked. And then we're going to put this piece on with dimensionals. And probably use like 4 would be good. Oops, got a little baby one. So what did you guys think? Is that pretty easy to color this, you think? Easier than doing the Stampin' Blends. But I think I did a pretty good job coloring that pot. I'm pretty proud of myself. All right, so that's it for that piece. And then we're gonna put some dimensionals also on the back of this. The only way to get better is to practice. So I'm just gonna keep practicing, and then I'm gonna try the blends again on that succulent. I think probably the key is using that color lifter too, because that gives you such, you know, the lighter colors on it. All right, so let's put this right in the middle. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to take these off. Not gonna stick like that. All right. Let's see if that works better without those things on there. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna take these two pieces that are 8 inches each, and I'm gonna tie a bow. I always think when I'd use the linen thread, the bows look better if they're doubled up. It just gives it a little bit more, I don't know, more dimension. It looks fluffier. My bow's kind of crooked here, but that's okay. See if I can fix it. There we go. All right, so pull that through. The key to making a bow is just to sit and hold the knot in the middle and just keep playing with it until you get it to be what you want it to look like. So you just hold that tight and then just keep pulling it back and forth until it looks just like you want it. So that looks pretty good there. And then I'm just gonna pull these forward a little bit and trim them. So there we go. Let me see if that's too long. That's probably too long. Let me trim it a little bit more. Okay. All right, so then we're gonna put this on with a glue dot. I didn't bring my other pack of glue dots with the ribbon tied around it to hold it. I know if you watched the video I did yesterday, I showed you guys a trick for doing the glue dots where you put some ribbon around here so then it stays all together instead of unraveling. Okay, so there's our bow. And then we're gonna put this part on. I did take those off and just kind of mess around with it until you get it which direction you want it. I think that looks good right there. All right, and then I just have to spritz it. And this is my champagne shimmer spray. What I did was I put the champagne shimmer paint in here. Well, actually I put the alcohol first. So use 70% alcohol, fill it up about that much, like almost to the top. And then you just take the shimmer paint, dump in a little bit, like maybe about 1/4 teaspoon, and shake it up. And then you're just gonna spray it. And it just gives it that sparkle. Let it dry for a second. And you get that beautiful shimmer on there that looks so pretty. So what do you guys think? Thanks, Diane. Hey, Michelle. Stucco. Oh, stucco. Yeah, stucco. That's what it looks like. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Good. I hate it when I can't think of those and have brain farts, which I do all the time when I do a video. I don't know why. I just get like nervous and I can't think of words. It's just like, okay, what was that word? You know, paper. It's like you just can't think of anything. It's like those people that, I don't know if you guys ever saw that Brady Bunch episode when Cindy was on TV and she just stares in the camera and she can't say anything. That's kind of what I feel like sometimes when I'm doing these videos. It's like, I just have to think of something to say real quick because I can't think of anything. But anyway, I hope you guys like this card and try it out yourself if you have the stamp set. If not, you can always buy it. And don't forget, you can always order from me, stampingwithlisa.com. Just go right there, click the shopping button. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to have you as a customer. And don't forget, we have a special this month. For every $50 you order, you get to pick a free item from the Celebration Mini, which is right here. And we have tons of free items in there. For $50, you can get one free. Some of them you have to spend $100, but they're bigger items. Like this one, this big stamp set, that one's a $100 purchase. You get it for free. And then there's another one with the strawberry paper. So you get the stamp set and the paper both for free with a $100 order. And it has a matching set that's also in the Spring Mini with the strawberry punch, which is really cute. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stop by my YouTube channel and subscribe if you liked it. Or if you're watching on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button to get all my videos. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a great weekend. I'm going to try and do another one tomorrow if I have a chance to stamp tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I'll try and post before I do the video so you guys will know. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And thanks for joining me. See you later.